What's up, YouTube? For today's video, we're with full 420 Pokemon team. So I recently did a 69 Pokemon team, and I had a good suggestion for a 420 team. Thank you, Austin John. Now, we got suggestions here of the Pokedex of 420, 42, 42, 42, and 42 with each of the regions there. Now, if you people do want to check me out on Twitch, make sure you do. That's where I do all my live streams. I take all my battles, my theme teams, my Pokemon streams, all of that sort of stuff. Now, tonight, I'm going to give you 3 battles, but I'm also going to give you 2 different Pokemon teams. So I've got one based on Pokedex numbers, and I got one based on the, I guess on the topic. You'll be able to find out what that is as the battle goes on. Now, for me, it is the 20th at the moment. It is obviously onto the new day here, so maybe some of you won't have reached the 20th. It might still be the 19th. All right, these battles won the white card. We got a battle here against Eckhart, and we got a Steenie lead. I've got a Cherubi lead, which is obviously the 420 Dex number there. So we got the Steenie going for a little dance there, and it's going to confuse my Cherubi. This was a physical Cherubi we got the grassy terrain with the terrain extender, making that grassy terrain very, very long. I tried to include grass moves on all Pokemon, you know, that was possible and for obvious reasons, right? Now, I thought I might get confused a couple of times or they're trying to set something up, so I swapped the Cherubi out, and more on that set a little bit later. So on my swap there, the Steenie is going to go for Acro Pressure. Acro Pressure randomly raises a stat by 2 stages that isn't max, and they got a special attack raise. So like, okay, maybe it's a special attacking set, or is it a physical set? I'm not sure. Now the Steenie is going to go for yet another T that's confusing my Oranguru. Now this set was pretty wild. It was max health and a max attack rate with Brave Nature. So I'm going to hit myself for a second time there in the confusion. And Steenie is going to go for yet another Acro Pressure there, giving a accuracy rise. So like, okay, an accuracy rise. So I haven't got anything amazing yet apart from the special attack. So now Oranguru is going to hit itself in confusion again. That was the 3rd time now I've hit myself in confusion. And we're going to raise at least Steenie, people. I guess it sort of fits in with the theme, right? So I'm going to set up the Trick Room here, right? Now this Oranguru set is straight fire. So what you got to do, right? You got to set up the Trick Room, then you got to fling a Smoke Ball, and after that you've got Zen Headbutt, and then you've got Last Resort to top it off, right? So you got to try and get some flinches under the Trick Room, and then fire off a very, very powerful Last Resort there, right? So we got Play Rough coming for the Steenie. It doesn't do a lot of damage. Steenie's attack isn't what you call the greatest in the world. Plus, Oranguru is pretty bulky, right? So Zen Headbutt does a flinch there, which is very nice, making up for the start little hacks. I was starting to get salty, hitting myself in confusion all those times, right? So instead of Everlight, it's got leftovers as well, leftover Steenie. I'm going for the Last Resort there, and that is the last thing Steenie is ever going to see. That is going to give me the lead there. And the next Pokemon to come in here is the Dragon Ball. So I can't use Last Resort. I mean, I wish I had Trick Ring Target, but, you know, I had to do the Fling Smoke Ball, people. So we're gonna go for the Zen Headbutt. Does very good damage there. And we got Dragon Breath from the Dragon Ball. So like, what is this set going to be? And then on the first Dragon Breath, I get paralyzed. I'm like, oh no, I know this is going to be a troll set, right? So the next move the Trick Room does run out to is another Dragon Breath there. Now, funnily enough, I don't get paralyzed there. I thought I would, and I'm going to be able to get one more Zen Headbutt off against a Dragon Ball, which is really nice. Now, Dragon Ball's other move was Tri Attack. So pretty much what this set was all about was just spreading hacks, right? Like, at the start of the battle, I knew there was going to be a lot of hacks. So down goes Oranguru. So what I'm going to do right here is swap back into my Cherubi, and I thought, if I can get the grassy terrain up on the field, I can go for the priority grassy glide. So the other move on this was Hex. So you could paralyze, burn, freeze, you know, the opponent, that sort of thing, and then use Hex for the double base power. So that would hit very, very hard, right? So getting that grass on the field there. The other moves I've got on this are Sword Dance and Facade and Grassy Glide. Now, I've got max health and max attack Adam and Nature. Now, by no means, right, Cherubi does a lot of damage. It's Cherubi, right? So we're going to go for the Grassy Glide there, and it fails to take out the Dragon Ball. And now I'm going to get hit by a Tri Attack there, and Cherubi is going to go down. Man, that sucks so much. Poor Cherubi. It's right. It'll be back in the next battle. Now, what I did right is this first team was my, this was not the Dex team, and then one of the other ones was the Dex numbers team, but I kept Cherubi and Oddish on pretty much both teams. So we're going to swap into Oddish there. You know why I've called it this, and that nickname. And we got a Curse Everlight set. So we got Curse, we got Grassy Glide, We've got, not Sap Sipper, Strength Sap. I always do that so I can get some, like, health back and drop the opponent's attack right. Now, what I wanted to do for EVs on this, we ran at max health, max special defense with the Everlight, right? And it made it very, very bulky. So Dragon Breath's not going to do too much here. It's going to give me a couple of opportunities to go for Curse here. What I need to do, right, is I need to make sure I've got enough Curses up to take this Dragapult out, because I don't want to repeat of just what happened there with the Cherubi, right? So I figured I'd probably need at least 2 to take Dragapult out here, and since I've got the grassy terrain up on the field and +2, you know, and stab, that should be enough to take it out. I mean, just, you know. So Dragapult is probably just going to go down to that one, and I'm very glad to get rid of that because I don't want to get free sacks by Tri-Attack. I knew that it was probably going to happen, right? So we're going to get some more health back there from the grassy terrain, and the next Pokemon to come in is the Farfetch. So it's like, okay, Farfetch, let's see how much this is going to do, right? So go for Grassy Glide, does a pretty good chunk of damage here. It's a 3-hit KO, and Farfetch is going to go for a workup. So I'm like, okay, this could be a special Farfetch. What is it going to use? Like, I know some of the special moves it does get like Air Cutter and Air Slash, right? So I went for the Grassy Glide here. It's not enough to take out the Farfetch here, but it does some very good damage. And Farfetch is going to be eating a berry, which is not very good for me because it's going to get its health back, right? Which is a citrus berry. So here comes the Air Slash there, and Oddish tanks it very, very nicely there on 69, I want to say 69 health, but I can't. Anyway, we're back on 77. It didn't matter. So go for a Grassy Glide here, and Farfetch is going to live on 1 health. You wouldn't read about it, people. The merch is available, people. You can check it out. You know too. All right, so I'm going to get destroyed there by Farfetch there from a, not an Air Cutter, an Air Slash. It's a flying move. So Oddish is going to go down there. Now, what I thought, well, I can swap in one of my other Pokemon, my Torkoal, right? Now, it's like, what I want to do right here is I want to go for a Disrespect Smog. So I've got Smoke Screen, Smog, Fire Spin, Clear Smog, and the ability is White Smoke. How good is that? So here comes the Air Slash. It's going to miss me somehow. Must have been all that smog around. I'm going to go for a Smog, and I'm going to take out the Farfetch there. Quality Disrespect KO, people. I guess it made up for that Oddish KO. So we got the next Pokemon coming in here, which was the Conkeldurr. I'm like, okay, maybe I can trap this in and spam Smoke Screen, and then it's going to pop out a Focus Mist. I don't know where it came from, maybe out of one of its Cinder Blocks, and that absolutely destroys my Torkoal. It was a critical hit, so I'm guessing that was probably choice specs there. So Torkoal's going to have a little nap, and I'm going to go into my Venusaur. I think the name of Venusaur is, I think it's pretty appropriately named there. Anyway, so we got on this one, Frenzy Plant, Eject Button, Sludge Bomb, and we've got some other sort of coverage moves there, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go for the Frenzy Plant. Instead of not taking the Conkeldurr out and getting the Eject Button, I get a crit myself. So I can't believe the hacks that's happening in this battle right now. So the next Pokemon to come in there is Rapidash. So unfortunately, since I didn't get ejected out of the battle, I felt like Conkeldurr could have lived that just. I could have got ejected out there, but I'm sort of had to sit in here as that turn goes by. So we got the Rapidash going for a Horn Drill. Thank goodness and the misses, and now we're going to go into the Weezing, and Horn Drill is going to connect on the second go. Man, what is going on? So Weezing's going to go down. All I've got left now is my Venusaur. Now this Venusaur isn't a bad set. It's got Chlorophyll and it's got Sunny Day, and it's going to be pretty powerful in Dynamax, right? So I thought I could definitely make use of that. But before that, I've got to set up the Scummy Day right because I'm going to get outsped. So setting up Stunning up, I've got max speed and max special attack, Modest Nature. Horn Drill is going to miss. Thank goodness there. Now, there's no time to waste, people. I've got to go for the Desperation Dynamax here because if I fail to take this Rapidash out this turn or I let it hit me with Horn Drill, it's all over Red Rover. So I've got my Venusaur here. It's all ready to go. I've got the Sludge Bomb and I've got Frenzy Plant. So I may as well go for Sludge Bomb here because that'll boost my special attack, right? I could go for Frenzy Plant there and put the grassy terrain in the field, but I'm going to make sure I have a special attack boost there just in case a troll item on the last Pokemon, because you never know, right? So Rapidash is going to get outsped and it's going to go down to that one. I've got on this one, I think it's Timid Nature, so I'm going to be outspeeding pretty much everything with the Chlorophyll, right? So the last Pokemon here is the Meowth. I know they haven't Dynamax or G-Max, and here comes one of my favorite G-Max Pokemon, G-Max Meowth. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I do. I think it's just a really meme. I think it's a good meme design, right? So out comes the Meowth there, and I know that I can one-shot this, right? I definitely know that I can one-shot this. I'm not sure whether it's got an item like a sash or anything like that. So I decided to go for a grass type move here, which is going to be on max overgrowth, coming off the frenzy plant. So it's going to be hitting very, very hard there. And Meowth's going to have a couple of shrooms, and that, my friends, is the first battle. It didn't have a sash, and there were, like, the crazy amounts of hacks that happened back and forth in that battle was insane. Thank you for the battle, Eka. It's been a minute since we've had a battle, and we're going to be getting on to the second battle in today's video. Now, this second battle was actually pretty interesting, right? Now, once again, the battles I did them on my Discord, right? So we had some very interesting battles. So the second battle was against PIMPNITE.au, and look at that trainer card. That's just naughty, all right? That's very, very naughty. Now, this trainer name is obviously a roast to all the .com websites, right? So I was thinking, right, had a good thought the other day. Maybe, right, we should start like a PIMPNITE.au cult and actually give out legitimate Pokemon to fight off all the .com websites. What do you reckon? Anyway, so this is a battle here against PIMPNITE.au, and they've got a very interesting team here, which is the Swoobat lead here. So we got the grassy terrain on my Cherubi. Going to be setting that one up real quick here. And now that's going to actually allow me to go for my Grassy Glide priority there and boost the moves of, Power of the Grass type moves. So it's going to be a physical set. We've got Psychic Fangs here. Psychic Fangs is a 2-hit KO. So this actually allows me to get up a Sword Dance here. There wasn't a lot of times where I was able to get a Grassy terrain up, a Sword Dance, and then Grassy Glide. Usually Cherubi would get absolutely dominated in like, 1 or 2 hits, right? So go for the Grassy Glide, does very impressive damage here. It's a 2-hit KO. And now the Swoobat is going to take out my Cherubi there. I almost sneezed then. Sorry about that, pause. All these pollens in my office. So we're going to go into the Seismitoad. Not the Seismitoad, the Palpitoad. Now, this set, actually, you wouldn't believe it, right? This Pokemon actually gets Power Whip. I was very, very surprised that it got that right. So this is a Swift Swim set, right? And it's all based around getting that rain up and outspeeding the other Pokemon and hitting hard. Now, this team is based off the numbers of the Pokedex, right? And I put the appropriate numbers as their nickname, right? So number 42, in Unova, right? So we got that going. Now what I can do, right, is I got Weather Ball on this, so I can go for 100 base power Weather Ball, and it's going to hit really, really hard there, taking out the Swiggity Swoobat with a crit. I don't really think that actually mattered there. I really don't. I think I would have taken it out regardless. Now, the EVs on this were max speed and max special attack, and I gave it modest nature, right? So you had some pretty nice speed. Then the next Pokemon it's a Woobat. So it's a Woobat evolution team. If you notice, PIMPNITE.au only bought 4 Pokemon. And yes, this is someone on my Twitch chat, of course, right? Just keeping up there with the Wycom memes, the .com Pokemon. It was sort of like, I guess it's sort of like an anti-roast them. One day, right, I was doing battles and I seen them on the, what do you call it? Like, where everyone else's names come up, right? And I did have a very good laugh. Anyway, so we got the Swoobat coming in here, and I'm going to hit it with a very, very powerful Weather Ball. It's definitely a Everlighted set, because that was a critical hit. Now, another Giga Drain is going to be more than enough to take out my Palpitoad, and that's okay. That's fine. It also took me out the crit there, which absolutely didn't matter. It would have been nice if it got the crit on the first one, because I definitely would have got one shot right. So down goes my Palpitoad, but out comes my Chewtwo. Now, this is another Swift Swim Pokemon. This is max speed and max special attack. We got Snore, Rest, Hydro Pump, and Mudshot. Can't do a lot here. I got to open my mouth and hopefully Hydro Pump. Man, look at how much its mouth open, and look at that big stream of water. And that actually does a lot of damage to Woobat there. Woobat is going to set up a Calm Mind there. And guess what, people? I'm going to be able to take it out the next turn. However, I was thinking, I think the rain may actually run out this turn, right? And it did. So I was like, okay, does this have any speed investment at all, or will I be able to outspeed it? And I do. Going for another Hydro Pump there, and the Woobat is going to be going down. Now, since, right, this was an evolution team, these are like the normals and the shinies. So there was 4 Pokemon to make them all up, right? The next Pokemon is the Woobat here. I can't do a lot here because I'm going to get outsped. An Energy Ball, a grass type move, which is very appropriate for this team, is going to take my little Pokemon out there. You tried, Chewtwo. You tried. You did a very good job. Now we're going to go into Nincard here, which is 42. In the home decks, we got Shadow Ball, Bug Buzz, Final Gambit, Giga Drain, it gets a grass type move, and I've got Choice Scarf for this max health and max speed, right? Going for that Final Gambit, Nincada, only on PIMPNITE Shadow. Woobat just hangs on the skin of its teeth there. You know what? It lived on 1 health. I'm going to do another move. So wait for the trick there, and it's going to fail because there's no Nincada left on the field, right? So now we're going to go into the Oddish now because there's nothing I can really do here just to tank this move and take it out. I'm going to take that Air Slash pretty well. Oddish there with the max special defense and the Everlight, and we're going to take the Woobat out with the Grassy Glide. So I didn't want that to hit me any harder there. So all we got left now is another Swoobat, right? We've taken 3 bats out. It's almost like a bat team. I have done a bat team before, right? It's been a hot minute though. So now we've got the Swoobat here going for a trick. I'm like, oh no, that's going to get rid of my Everlight. What's it going to give me? So I got a serving of leftovers. I mean, it's better than a kick in the face, right? So we're going to go for the Leech Seed here, putting them Leech Seeds up on these Swoobat there. I thought I might be able to get a couple of curses up, or maybe I should Dynamax my Oddish here. Like, I was thinking what to do, but I'm thinking, well, Air Slash will do a lot to me, and they haven't Dynamax either, so I don't really want to take a max Airstream with Oddish, right, without an Everlight, right? I'm feeling a little bit naked right now. So here comes the Psyshock here, and I was like, okay, it was a good thing that I did not Dynamax because that hit me on the defensive side. I had no curses up at all, and Oddish is going to sit down there. It's going to burn out. So I got my 5th Pokemon here, which is Golbat, number 42 in the Dex. Obviously, we ran with a green shiny one in this one, obviously appropriate for this team, right? So this is a very interesting set. We've got an Air Cutter Razor Claw set. Now, this is sort of like my last resort here. I was like, okay, let's go for Golbat here. We'll go Dynamax Golbat, and I'll try and boost my special attack straight off the bat here. And then I'm thinking, maybe I'll get outsped by it, though. Like, maybe I should go for the max Airstream in case it does outsped. Because, you know, Swoobat is a pretty fast Pokemon, right? So Golbat is going to be hitting pretty hard after a special attack boost from, like, I guess like its poison type move there, and I thought let's go for that, and then I could go for another one, but it seemed to me that Air Slash is probably going to be enough to take it out the next turn, and they hadn't Dynamax yet. So here comes the Thunder Wave. It's like, oh no, I might get paralyzed. Like, if I get paralyzed like maybe like one turn after this, it's going to be very, very bad, right? Because I know that it's got a Psychic type move, right? And so here we go. Here's the Dynamax Swoobat, and it's golden as well. Actually, not a bad shiny when you look. It's like got that gold face, the little love heart, and the little green sort of part on its ears. Looks sort of like fleshy, man. Look at that. Look at that love heart. Actually, what is that? You know what? What is that thing underneath it? Like, that little pink thing hanging down there. Is that meant to, like, what even is that? What is that actually called? Like in the animal universe and things. Anyway, so I'm going to hit there by a Psychic type move, and it does a lot of damage. My fingers were crossed there, people, whether or not I was actually going to be able to attack here. If I wasn't, it was over. My Golbat was definitely going to faint, and I managed to get a max ooze off here, which is going to be more than enough to take out Squiggly Swoobat on a little bit of health there. Thank you very much for watching the second battle, people, and thank you, PIMPNITE.au, for the quality content. Maybe you'll rock up in the Twitch stream next time there for a battle. And seriously, people, we got to start a nickname thing where we could do, I was thinking PIMPNITE.au, sub to PIMPNITE, something funny like that, right? So we got another battle here. This one against Mr. Guzzlord, and he also had a really cool team here. So the first Pokemon is Sandy Cheeks. Don't you hate when you get sand in your cheeks? And you go to the beach, right? You have a swim. You somehow get it out of the water, right? And you still got sand everywhere. It doesn't even make sense, right? So first we got the Squavette go for the Protect here, because sometimes you need to use protection. I went for the Grassy Terrain. So I was like, okay, that's fine. Maybe they're just checking what sort of move I was going to use there. Now I thought for a bit, maybe I should go for a Sword Dance here. And then I was like, nah, let's just go for a Grassy Glide. I want to get some damage on this thing in case it's like Everlight, right? Does pretty good damage there, and then it's got Counter. I'm like, oh, for goodness sake. So Cherubi hasn't caught a break this entire match. It's going to be faint there. Oh, also, since the, if you are still watching this video, I'll give you a little something awesome here. Since you've watched this video for a fairly long time, right, I've added a special little blooper at the end there. I know a couple of people have said they'd like to see bloopers return, so I'm sort of slowly returning them back into my videos and seeing if people do like them there. Anyway, so Squavette is going to go down there to my Power Whipping Palpitoad. This is actually a good nickname for this. I just thought up there would be Palpatine from like Star Wars, right? Like evil Palpitoad. Anyway, we're going to get that rain going, and we got Bullet Seed from, oh my goodness, from the Greedent. I'm going to get absolutely smashed here. There's nothing I could do. Only 2 Bullet Seeds from Greedent absolutely dropped my Palpitoad there for a super effective attack. Then I was like, okay, let's see how much my tutor will do with Hydro Pump, right? So outspeeding Greedent, not that it really takes much, right? Go for Hydro Pump, is hoping I can do some big damage to it, and it doesn't even do half. It's an absolute fail. Now the Greedent, right, is going to be going for a Sword Dance here, boosting its attack even further. So at this stage, it's got Sword Dance and it's got Bullet Seed, right? And I'm thinking it's probably definitely going to have some sort of physical move, right? So firing out another Hydro Pump there, I was actually very Very thankful that it didn't miss there, and it almost takes it out, and here comes another bullet seed, and only one bullet. It only required one bullet seed to take Chewtle out. That's how weak it was. So he even had the grass on the field too. It's crazy. So we're going to get a little bit of health recovery on the Greedent there. So it's like, okay, finally I can take this Greedent out. I've lost 3 Pokemon. Like, something's got to give here, right? So I went for a Giga Drain here. Then a berry gets activated and eaten right in front of my face. And it's a Custap Berry Body Slam. Nincada gets rolled over. And it's going to be getting fainted right there. The poor thing was going to use Giga Drain. You know, real talk, I don't know if Giga Drain would have actually taken it out. Like, I had no special attack EVs and relying purely on the grassy terrain. Anyway, speaking of grassy terrain, we're going to go for a grassy glide, and that failed to take out this Greedent. This Greedent is absolutely destroying my team there, right? So Earthquake, fortunately, is going to get powered down by the grass there. I don't think they actually expected me to, you know, not take out the Greedent in this stage, right? So what I can do is I could go for a curse. I was like, well, I don't know if it's going to be enough to take out the Greedent here, and the grass is going to disappear as well, further powering down my move. So what I was thinking, right, let's go for the Strength Sap, drop this thing's attack a little bit, and give myself, you know, a little bit of health back there. I may be able to set up some curses here. But the only bad thing is they can set up attack boost a lot faster than I can set up defense boost, right? And Body Slam still does so much damage to me there. So going for the Leech Seed on the Greedent. Unfortunately, another Leech Seed, another round of Leech Seed will not be enough to take it out. And Body Slam is going to finish my Oddish. I'm getting absolutely destroyed by this Greedent. So I've only taken out one Squavit. I've got only one more Pokeball left, which is my Golbat here. So Golbat needs to clutch, right? So I'm thinking here, with the Razor Claw, I might be able to Dynamax here, Desperation Dynamax, and then go for 3 special attack boosts on my Poison type move. Because it's not like Greedent or Squavit are ever going to be able to outspeed me. Like, I think even a Choice Scarf one wouldn't outspeed me. Like, it's a very, very slow Pokemon, right? So Golbat is going to be a Dynamax here. Actually, I have to really admit, like, Shiny Golbat looks really, really cool, right? I actually thought about something just then too. I've done a Crobat sweep just recently. I've done a Zubat sweep 69 years ago, but I don't think I've done a Golbat sweep. That's actually one I haven't done yet on my channel. So go for that special attack boost there. Greedent's going to fade out. I love how it drops his little berries there when it fades. Now, the next Pokemon is the Baby Chungus. It's like, okay, Baby Chungus, this is free real estate, right? I can get a Max Ooze up here and one-shot this, right? So go for that Max Ooze there, and it actually lives, like, it lives on the tiniest bit of health there, and it wasn't even Everlighted either. It wasn't Focus Sash, it wasn't Focus Band, any of those memes, and it literally just eats a berry right in front of me there. So it's going to have a Potato Berry, and it's going to get a Cheek Pouch activation right at the same time. Like, oh man, this is going to hit me with the special attack, right? So here comes the Hyper Voice, does pretty good damage to Golbat there in Dynamax, when you think about it, and I'm going to get another Max Ooze there on the Baby Chungus, and it's going to be going down. So there's only one more Pokeball left, and it is a Greedent right now. Greedent is super, super thick, but I'm thinking, right, I've got Razor Claw, right? I'll be out of Dynamax, and I could go for an Air Cutter, right? Air Cutter has a decent chance of critting, and I've got Razor Claw. So it already has a high chance of crit, and I've got the Razor Claw. So I've got a pretty good chance to actually land a critical hit against this thing. Me thinking if it does Dynamax, which I'm 1000% sure it's going to do, I'm going to need possibly 2 critical hits to take this out. I know that I can definitely live 1 attack from this thing. I definitely don't think I'll live 2, right? I know they're outspeeded though, so I've got a chance here, people. We still got a chance. So out comes the Queen Chungus here, and man, I actually have to do a Squavit Evolution team one time. That's a pretty good challenge. So we're going to go for the Air Cutter there. Air Cutter does not get a crit. Look how much it did. That was +3 in special attack, and here comes a Max Steel Spike there on my Golbat. So that does a very, very good amount of damage there to the Golbat. I really need a crit. I was like, will a crit even take it out? I doubt it. I get the crit on the second one there, and when you look at it, I don't know if 2 crits would have taken it out. It's so, so thick, and it's going to finish me off with another Max Steel Spike. Hope you people enjoyed all 3 of these battles. They were very, very fun to do, and enjoy the blooper after this. Weezing gets some final redemption, people. Peace out.